Okay. Okay, שלום לכולם, hello everybody. אנחנו כאן עם דריל, הבעלים המייסד של אפקס, שכולכם אני מניח מכירים. דריל הסכים, נעתר לבקשתי לדבר קצת עם הקהל הישראלי, גם לענות על שאלות. אני מניח שיהיה לנו דווקא הרבה זמן לשאלות, אני תכננתי שזה יהיה קצת יותר ספיץ', אבל כן יענה לשאלות. אתם מוזמנים לכתוב את השאלות שלכם בצ'אט ואני אקריא אותם. מה שהוא יגיד אני אתרגם, תסלחו לי אם אני מתרגם לא נכון, אבל אין מה לעשות, זה מה שיש, עם זה ננצח. זהו, אוקיי, מיסטר Darrell Martin, thank you so much for the opportunity. Thank you so much for talking to the Israeli public, the Israeli traders community. We've published this meeting in several trading communities and several people that I personally know and some that I don't. I see there are about around 100 participants, which is quite nice. Second. Okay, I think the purpose of this meeting is to, get to know you, get to know Apex, get to know the motives, talk about all the recent changes, the enforcement changes, and I know some questions from the Israeli crowd. I approach you about some things that I saw on the web and on the social media, and I think it was wrong. So I wanted it's a one thing when I'm saying it, and it's a whole different thing when it's coming from you. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you for Apex, and you're good to go.
Yeah, well, I want to start off with and Apex is a big supporter of the Israeli community. And our hearts go out to you and all the, things that have happened over there recently. And, I feel for your families and for the terror that's happened over there. And so our hearts go out to you and our prayers are with you.
Thank you so much. Over here, you can see the photo of Naama Levi. I took it today from her house, talked with her father. She's a triathlete. I'm also from the triathlon community. She's held hostage for almost 8 months. Tomorrow it'll be 8 months already. She's crazy. There are more than 120 more hostages kept held in captivity in this terror organization in the Gaza Strip. And we hope to get everyone free with no harm as soon as possible. That's it. So thank you for your support. Let's hear the story of Mr. Martin and story of Apex.
Oh, story of Apex. Well, I started Apex about 18 years ago when my daughter was about to be born. I didn't start it to actually start a company. I got into trading. I figured out how to trade. And I didn't want her to have to learn it all over again if something ever happened to me. And so I just started recording videos on how to trade for her. And then one of my friends got a hold of those videos and said, can we turn this into a website? And I'm like, I don't know. And he bugged me for a couple of years. And so we ended up turning it into a website. It took off.
One second. Give you a few sentences and then I'll translate and then we can go on, okay?
Okay, yeah.
Not everybody speak English. אז הוא אומר שהוא הקים את אפקס לפני 18 שנה, כשהבת שלו נולדה, והוא רצה שיהיה לה איזשהו משהו גם, וכל יכולות הוא שכר הרבה שנים, אז הוא התחיל להקליט כל מיני סרטונים, וחבר שלו אמר לו בוא נעשה אתר, הוא אמר אני לא יודע, כן יודע, בסוף הם החליטו להקים איזשהו אתר שירכז בתוך כל התחום הזה. Okay, go on.
All right, and then we were looking for a good, prop funding firm, tried out all the different ones, found one that seemed to be pretty good, but then I made $300,000 in a month, and they capped out my payouts, and I'm like, okay, there has to be a better way, and so I set up Apex Trader Funding, and to be, simple rules to pass, and logical, good trading discipline rules to get paid out. And the reason for that is we're looking to move people into live and to copy traders. So we need to know that the traders can be consistent and disciplined before we put all the live money behind them, right?
Okay, one second. Okay, אז מה שהוא אומר זה שהוא שכר איזושהי חברת פרופ, והוא הגיע למצב שהוא מרוויח $300,000 בחודש, והיה להם קאפ עליון, זאת אומרת, הם לא הסכימו לשחרר לו את כל הכסף, אז הוא החליט להקים חברת פרופ משל עצמו, עם תנאים פשוטים, עם תנאים הוגנים, ומה שהם מחפשים, בלי איזושהי מגבלה של משיכה, ומה שהוא טוען זה שהם מחפשים זה כמה שיותר לעשות קופי טריידינג, להעתיק סוחרים, לתיקי לייב, לתיקים אמיתיים, ומה שנקרא לעשות כסף איתם, אוקיי?
And so the rules that we've had since the beginning, we haven't always had the staff to enforce. And it wasn't as big of a deal until it started getting out of hand. YouTubers started like teaching strategies that were literally right against the rules to manipulate the sim environment, like blow an account, get a withdrawal, blow an account, get a withdrawal, blow an account, get a withdrawal, you know, not long-term relationships. And we want to build long-term relationships and fund thousands of people into live accounts. And we have to have traders trading by consistent rules to be able to do that.
אוקיי, אז מה שהוא אומר שהם נתקלו בהרבה כל מיני גורמים שהתחילו לקנות תיקים, להרוויח כסף, לשרוף אותם, לקנות תיקים, לשרוף אותם, למשוך מהם כספים, כל מיני יוטיוברים וכל מיני סושיאל מידיה שעשו זה, ומה שהם מחפשים בסוף זה מישהו שיהיה איתם בלונגרן, בעצם סוחרים להרבה זמן.
One of the examples is dollar cost averaging. That's not a horrible stock trading strategy where you're not highly leveraged, but it's a very bad day trading strategy for highly leveraged instruments. And I see the tens of thousands of accounts out there. I see what happens to people who do DCA. It works, and then it blows the entire thing up. We've seen people blow up $1 million accounts in one day where they've earned $1 million and they blow all million doing dollar cost averaging. And it's not an isolated incident. It's a consistent thing. Like nobody lasts doing dollar cost averaging. You know, and then the other rules we have where people are like risking 100 ticks to go for 5. That doesn't make any sense.
Okay, one second. הוא אומר שכל האסטרטגיה של DCA, של מיצויים, אני נתעכב על זה גם עוד מעט, אני אשאל אותו שאלות על זה, הוא אומר שזה אולי טוב למניות, אבל זה רע מאוד לחוזים עתידיים, שזה מכשיר ממונף מאוד, והוא אומר בצורה עקבית, אנשים שעושים DCA ומיצויים על מיצויים על מיצויים, בלונגרן הם מפסידים, תכף אני זוכר מה עוד אמר, אבל זהו פחות או יותר, go on.
So, you know, there's a variety of strategies that we cover on the videos that I wouldn't call them strategies, but when we call them scams, not because we're trying to call the trader a scammer. Now, there are some that were scamming it and doing it purposefully and teaching it. We call them scams because they're violations of the rules that everybody signs and agrees to when they sign up. So we didn't enforce anything that we didn't already have. We just finally got around to being able to have the manpower to be able to enforce those rules in order to protect the traders that are doing the right thing from those who are doing the wrong thing, causing the company harm. Because if the company gets caused harm, then we can't help out the traders that are doing the right thing. So we just had to get the manpower up there to be able to enforce the rules correctly. And we're working on automating that process even more.
I'm going to stop translating because it cuts the thoughts of your, and it's kind of hard to me because I need to stop you every 5 minutes. So we'll go on with the conversation. I will ask you questions about things that you've said. I will make just this last translation and that's it. חבר'ה, אני לא הולך לתרגם יותר, כי פשוט זה קוטע לו את החוט מחשבה וגם לי, אני לא מצליח, כאילו, אני לא רוצה לעצור אותו בסוף בשטף הדיבור. אז הוא אומר, מי שעושה DCA ומיצויים הוא לא סקאמר, הם לא נוכלים, אבל הוא אומר שפשוט היחס סיכון סיכוי פה הוא לא טוב, הוא לא נכון, הוא גם מראה דוגמאות מספריות על זה בסרטונים שלו, ומעכשיו אנחנו פשוט נתחיל לנהל סוג של שיח איתו, אני אשאל אותו עוד שאלות, זה לא יהיה תרגום, אני מתנצל, פשוט אני רואה שזה קוטע לו את החוט מחשבה וגם לי, ופשוט זה יאריך את השיחה הרבה יותר ממה שתכננו. אוקיי, you're on.
All right, so what questions you got for me?
I think the most question is, what are the rules that allowed in terms of DCA? You said that it's allowed only to make one averaging. So if I happen a contract,
you can average them one time if it's going against you. If it's going in your favor, it's not dollar cost averaging. Like you can add in all you want.
Why is that?
Because
Why?
because the best traders add into winning positions. They don't add into losing ones.
Okay. Why do you think that dollar cost averaging, if you have like a real strategy that's in the long run will work for you, and you have your your stop loss, so DCA, and what will happen to someone that once a while make more than one DCA, like more than one averaging, how it will affect his portfolio?
Well, they may think they have one, but they don't. We have the stats on hundreds of thousands of accounts, and it never works out in the long run. It may work out 10 times. It may work out 99 times. But that 100th time will wipe out the entire account.
So you say that basically in the long run, people that make averaging on averaging, it doesn't work. You have the stats. You have hundreds of thousands of accounts that you know it. I'm basically a man of numbers. That's why I believe in it as well.
Yeah, it's a stock strategy. It's a stock long-term strategy. Like buying in as a company's value gets more valuable. A future is lower or higher, right? It's not like, oh, well, the stock is undervalued right now, so let's buy more. You're playing price action. You're not playing value of a company when you're trading. Even if you're trading indices, you're not trading value of a company. You're trading price action. And you're not trading 5 points, 5 points, 5 points. You're trading like hundreds of points, or $5, $5, $5, So it doesn't work on futures day trading. So it's a great way to blow accounts. So, and it will work, but it's like it's like a strategy that wins 90% of the time, but makes $1 every time it wins, but then loses $10 every time it loses.
You
only lost 1 time, but you lost out all of your money and then some.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly, I mean, that would be something to translate, but that's what it is. It can win 90% of the time. So it gives the appearance of being a really good strategy because you can get a high win rate, but you don't have a high profitability rate when you lose.
So you prefer someone with, let's say, 10 or 20% win rate, but whenever he wins, the profit is much, much, much higher than small amounts, right?
Right. That's what you would that's just good trading, right? But ideally you're more somewhere in the average, so that's where you're going to get your, for day trading, you're going to be more in the like 30, 40, 50, 60, 30 to 70%. So, but we don't have a rule on your win percentage, so, it's just how you manage your risk. But all the rules that were put there just make sense for good, disciplined trading. So they're not like, how can we hose you and not pay you? We paid out $24 million last month. We obviously aren't trying to hold back money. So it's how can we pay you for trading well and not doing these strategies that just blow up accounts. Whether it be immediately or over and over, or whether it be eventually. Like, what can we do to help you in the long term be successful, hopefully?
So basically, you search for traders or people that want to get into the day trading futures, and then you want to copy them to the real live accounts, right?
That's our goal.
Can you share? Feel free to decline. How many traders do you copy, or what's the percentage of people that's getting into live accounts?
That's handled by our risk management department. I don't handle that, so I don't have the number for you.
Oh, cool. Okay.
But we do have plenty of traders, and live and all that. So
nice.
And usually those are not the ones that are on social media. So they're doing their own thing, they're not caught up in all the drama and everything else, and every new shiny object that comes along, every new idea. They have a strategy, they do it, and they're done. They don't let other things influence their mind. So
what's in your opinion, what is the best strategy to trade? How did you trade when you got first into futures?
Well, my favorite strategy is what I put on Apex Investing, which is the sniper strategy and the simplicity strategy. So sniper for scalping and simplicity for, trends.
What kind of indicators do you use?
Well, on simplicity, it's a unique indicator I wrote that combines implied volatility with price action to see when they're lining up, to see when basically when the underlying options expected movement pricing is lining up with the price action itself. So that's for the longer term trades. And then for the sniper strategy, it's using a custom algorithm for footprints and for order prints combined together into simple symbols and 5 setups.
Everything is in the knowledge base in the Apex.
That one's at Apex Investing. Yeah.
Right.
And it's free. Like we let people try it out for free. So
yeah, that's nice. Okay, a few questions about customer success, about Apex's customer success. We have a few. I'm not talking about scammers. I'm not talking about denied payouts. I'm asking about someone that had struggled, like his payment is approved, and the money didn't came. For some reason, Apex didn't send the money to Plane, and Plane didn't receive the money. So there's a bunch of mails, and
okay, so we always send the money. I'll tell you that. Now, if they're because we send it in a batch, we don't send like one transactions payment. Okay, so we're like, here's like 500 transactions, or here's 1,000 transactions. What usually happens is somebody entered their routing number, account number wrong or backwards or something like that, or mistyped something. And then they have to go in and they have to update it. And then we have to find out that they did update it. And then we have to know to resend, put that back in the next queue. And that's what causes the massive delays, is when people do typos on entering their information.
Okay. The question was, what a person that got stuck in this situation and is open a ticket via the Apex ticketing system, they don't get any answers. I'm asking it not because it's a particular case, because I heard of a few cases. That's why I'm asking.
Oh yeah.
What does he or she needs to do when this is the situation, when he doesn't get the answers, or nobody is answering?
They need to put attention Cameron.
Cameron? So by mail or by some
in the help desk? Yeah.
Okay, great. So Cameron. Okay, I heard of people that use the credit card not under their name, but a family member, like someone that uses his mother or his brother or his father credit card.
That's not allowed.
It's not allowed. Just a simple, strict rule.
Yeah.
Nothing to it. Okay. I'll run over the chat and I'll read some questions from the chat. People ask, what would Apex do if there is any financial crisis?
Probably be great, because traders boom during financial crisis.
Okay, great.
I mean, the more people go to the market whenever the market's falling than they do when the market's rising.
Someone is asking, how's the strategy thing work? Are we limited with strategies, and what are the limitations? It's like a general question, and all the fun is mess. 1 second. Okay, someone is asking about strategy. So can you give, in your perspective, what are the, I will change the question a bit. What are the best strategies that Apex have seen?
We don't know what strategies people use, so we don't have a way to know their strategy.
Oh, so you don't.
We just see their executions, not their strategy. We don't know their reason for entering, exiting, any of that.
Oh, so you don't question the best traders. You just take a risk management and then transfer them to the live accounts.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Automatic.
And of course, if they did share it with us, it would be confidential. They wouldn't want us spreading that. So.
Okay. Someone's saying thank you. It's very profitable. Oh, so she's just saying thank you and giving a high five to Apex. Someone is asking about DCA. If he enters with 2 contracts, is he allowed to average with 2 contracts? So the answer is yes, but not more. What will happen to someone if once in a while is doing 2 averages and not only 1?
If he does it enough, then he'll get denied.
Okay, so everyone
just don't do it. So the answer is just don't do it. Just don't do it.
But if it happens once in a while, it's okay, right?
If you make an accident, we're not going to hold an accident against you. If we see a pattern, then you're going to get denied until the next payout, or you don't do it.
Okay. Someone wants to say thank you. First of all, I know this is very field of finances, but rightfully so. Amazing to see the experience. It's another high five. About the rules, if the trade is going against me, am I able to promote my stop loss or take it into take profit? I guess the answer is yes. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I think many of the day traders would like to get more information about the strategy that day trader can use now, because the changes a few times lately and it's kind of not that clear. It's the strategies did not change. What's changed is only the enforcement of the rules, which Mr. Martin said that until recent they didn't have the staff, or I guess the will to do it, but now as they've seen a lot of scammers and a lot of people that are breaching the rules, and they decided to stop it. Another question: how do people get large payouts if you can only track only part of the deal in the same day? What happens with the profit during the time? I don't understand what's the questions. Saying how people.
I don't know what they mean.
Yeah, I don't understand it. Another thank you. Another someone, my partner Muli, asking about again the customer success, the ticketing, that people don't get answers. Sometimes
they have to be patient, because sometimes we have 3,000 tickets, sometimes we have 300 tickets. So we're hiring over 100 new personnel to speed up tickets even more.
Wow. Currently, how many people are in the ticket system?
We had 30, now we have 50, and we're hiring 100 more on top of that.
How many tickets does Apex deal with in a month?
Oh, hundreds of, over 100,000.
Wow, 100,000. It's crazy. Okay, what are the rules for trading during the news? Like how
if you have a trade on, well, one, my 2 cents is don't, because you're going to get slammed more often than you're going to make money. 2, you can't trade the news event itself. So you can't hop on, like, news comes out, boom, you hit buy. Okay. 3, if you happen to be in a trade from your normal trading strategy, and I'm talking about like you've been in the trade for a while, not like you've been in a trade for 2 minutes. Okay. And news is there, and for whatever reason you want to risk it all and don't want to close out, which again, not a good strategy, but then you can stay in the trade, but we may ask you to prove that that's part of your normal trading strategy.
Would you say there's any thumb rule for how much time before and how much time after a news it's allowed to trade?
Well, if you put an order in before the news, you're going to be in when the news happens, right? So like there's not really a time limit before that. It's just before that. After it, I mean, wait till it calms down. Like just be smart, right? This isn't about like limiting you. It's literally like be smart. You don't make money trading news. You get hammered. So again, it may work a few times, but then it's going to blow up on you. So, and it's not going to work that often, because I mean, you're a total 50-50 shot on news. Go in every day and try to buy oil on Wednesday, when the oil report comes out at 5, in the morning, and you're 50-50 on whether or not it goes in your favor, and it may go in your favor and go against you massively. So like whether you can get in, what kind of fill you get, like everything is bad about it. The data's bad, the news is bad, the whipsaws are horrible. Like it's just not a smart time to trade.
Okay, someone is asking about all the recent events and issues with the Rhythmic and the Ninja. Can you elaborate a bit about all the things that are new in Rhythmic and why it's happened so many times in the last weeks?
I think basically it's just growth on the Rhythmic platform. And so they've been going in every day and applying upgrades. The final upgrade they have to apply, they might get done today or they might get done this weekend. They're having to finalize the testing on it, but it's going to share all of the database stuff into multiple databases and multiple servers instead of just one. We don't have access to any of it. We don't have access to anything on the, it may be the Apex server, but it's a server that Rhythmic set aside for Apex customers. It doesn't mean we have any access to it whatsoever. So they have to go in and upgrade and modify and everything else. And so they're having to basically write some stuff to keep up with the volume. That's my opinion of what it is. And I know some of the fixes they're putting into place do have to do with dealing with volume.
Okay. 1 second.
But people have been doing really well lately. So like some of the fixes they're doing are working great.
So someone is asking, what are the steps that the trader has to pass in order to get into a live account? How is the risk management stealing? And I'm sure you already gave an answer to it. But any kind of thumb rules? Is it better to someone to become trading in a live account? Or
yeah, we'd always rather people be in live accounts. Yeah.
What happens to a trader that shifts into a live account? Like he doesn't have 20 accounts, or how does it work?
He'll have multiple accounts. The amount of accounts that he can have is up to the broker whenever they set up the account. We have 2 different brokers, and then he's trading on live markets. So his orders can move the market. So he has to be aware of that too.
Okay. Someone is asking about DCA. How many contracts is it allowed to add in a losing position, and how much is allowed to risk for gaining $100? Okay, there is the answer for that. So the DCA, you're allowed to only do once at the same amount of contracts, and in order to profit $100, you can risk no more than $300 or $400. Correct?
Yeah, which, I mean, that just makes sense, right? I mean, yeah, don't risk $400 to make $100. I mean, your win rate's got to be so good to have any kind of chance of being profitable.
Okay.
So I feel like we're being very generous there. It amazes me that people get upset that we're saying, yeah, you can risk 400 to make 100. You know, like that's not good. You know, like you should definitely have a much better risk reward ratio.
Someone is asking, what's the point of live account? Why does live account is better than Apex?
Why is a live account? Because, well, if you're making money, we want to pay you out of live money. Okay. And that's really the pinnacle of trading, is to get you into the point where you can trade a live account with or without Apex.
Okay, 1 second. Let's see if someone else is having another questions. So someone is asking, what's the problem of averaging, which we already answered. That in the long term, in the long run, it's practically don't work. Once again. So someone is asking about a position that drags into news. Would it consider a news trading? The answer is no. If it's according to your strategy, to your regular strategy, then it's okay. But better to close the position before. 1 second. See, I'll be chatting. Why you? The ongoing questions, same questions over and over. There's a question about the profit of Apex, which I'm not going to ask you. Same question. Does Apex switch between? Someone asking about, again, when you change to live accounts. Does SMC strategies are allowed?
I don't know their strategies to be able to answer that. I mean, if they follow the rules of the contract, then they're allowed. If they don't, they're not.
Okay, so this applies to any strategy, including the ICT. What's your opinion?
Yeah,
There's a question about what's your opinion about ICT?
I don't have one. I don't follow it.
Asking about if you have to put a take profit and stop loss set. The answer is no, but you have to know your stop loss and you have to know when is your take profit. Oil had issues with rhythmic, so we already got this. Now the news trading. Asking for how long are you trading, and are you still trading today?
I've been trading for 20 years, and yes, still trading today.
Futures or any other assets?
I started off with options, and then I moved into futures.
What's your favorite contract?
NASDAQ.
Not the NQ. You trade the NQ or the MNQ?
NQ.
They saying another high five for Apex for taking responsibility and returning all the blown accounts during the rhythmic issues, which is a great thing. Apex have done it a few times before. This is a huge thing, in my opinion. So thank you for that.
Try to do what we wish somebody would do to us, so.
Okay, someone is asking about averaging half of the amount. So let's say someone took a position with two contracts, and now he's averaging on one contract, and then he wants to average another one contract. Is it okay?
You can average one time. So it doesn't matter what your side, whether you do one or whether you do two or whether you do three, like you can average one time.
Okay. How about if you have a position, it going against you, you average, and then the price rising, so you close one contract, and then keeps going down, so you take another contract, close it, like a range trading. This
I'd have to see the exact scenario. Like that sounds too complicated for me to go over.
Okay.
Like just don't average more than once. Like it's that simple.
Okay, they're asking about the 30% rules. I guess the most of the questions about the consistency 30%, right?
Yeah.
So there are any intentions to increase it to 40%, or because you asked?
We are looking at that. Yeah.
Okay. They're asking, how did you start trading? Like,
how did I start? I went to some seminar that a company I was working for took me to as one of the top performers at that company. And some guy was talking about options, which I'd never heard of. And I went down and bought the $500 course. The course wasn't really worth much, but it got me into it and it got me hooked. And I took off from there.
you traded day trading or mid or long term trading?
I was doing day trading.
Always in options as well?
Yep.
I've started in options as well, but never on the day trading, always on the long run. People are asking, is it allowed to trade only 2 trades a day, or even not trade it several days and just trade a few times a month? Is it okay?
Yeah.
No problem, as long as you have 10 trading days between payouts.
Yeah.
Someone's asking about what's the projection to get the new plan and the new rules into. And I'm not aware of any new plans or new rules.
I think he's talking about like the 8 days, 40%, stuff like that. There's no projection right now. Right now, we're just collecting all the stuff from the polls.
Okay. What happened to account that gets denied? What is the dealer supposed to do? The trader supposed to do when he gets it denied? I guess the answer is just keep trading.
To follow the rules for the next 10 days.
Okay. Can you have different risk amounts for different trades? Let's say I have an A+ setup when I risk 1%, but another set that I choose on risk 0.5%. Is that the problem? No.
Trade how you want. Yeah.
Okay, great. Someone asking about SMC, which I already asked. How many trades do most profitable commodities do? How many trades do the most profitable commodities do? Traders. How many
trades do most profitable traders do?
Yeah.
I don't, we don't track that.
How many transactions per day? So we don't track it. How the trade between Apex and traders is profitable? I don't understand the question. Another 30% question. Is it okay to trade 10 days not in a row? Yes. The answer is yes. Another averaging, another range. Sorry for that. A lot of chit chats in the chat. Okay, in the RTrader Pro, in the Rhythmic servers, there's an option to set a daily stop loss. Is it possible to do the same thing in Tradeovate somehow?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. From which countries the most of the traders come from?
The United States.
How many traders are from Israel? You know?
I don't know. I'd have to look it up. I'm not sure.
Okay.
A lot.
Any dates set up for the upcoming changes? So the answer is no. Another question about paying credit cards from a different name. It's forbidden. It's in the rules. So the answer is no. Even if you're not aware, you signed it. Another question about the NAS. Again. Minute, sorry. Is it okay to open more than one trade simultaneously on two different assets? The answer is sure. Why not?
As long as you stay under the contract amount. Yeah.
Someone is asking about the most consecutive payouts. How many consecutive payouts a single trader has done?
I don't know. We have people who have been paid for a long time.
Does futures is the most advanced asset to trade today?
Depends on how you define advanced. I mean, there's a lot more complicated option strategies than there are futures, but yeah.
Second.
I think it's the pinnacle of trading, but.
Second. Asking about yesterday's issue with Rhythmic. CS states there's no Rhythmic issue yesterday. So how do you define whenever there's issues with the Rhythmic server? Like many customers complain.
They can tell they can tell on the servers.
So Rhythmic is stating we had some issues.
Yeah.
Okay. Someone is asking if I'm having several performance accounts and on the reverse for Salesforce, participating in the wars for several months and I didn't trade. Would it cause any problem? I guess the answer is no. It's okay.
Not at this time. So
if someone is having a performance account and is decided to take a vacation for, I don't know, a few days to a few months, would it be okay?
Right now, yeah, that's not a problem.
Okay. Another thank you. Really appreciate Apex and everything that you do. Any characteristics that you found on the most profitable traders?
Any what?
Particular characteristics, or something that in common to the best traders. You can can you say?
I mean, they're just disciplined. They don't trade a whole lot. They trade for a couple hours. They use very good risk management. They follow their rules, whether they're up or down. They stop trading. They know when they're going to stop before they start. So whether it goes their way or not.
Okay, I'm holding the questions for a personal question. So let's say someone is new to all the futures and he wants to get into the futures trading. What will be the best advice from you how to start? Because in my opinion, the best place to start is study any strategy, and then
I would say hop over to apexinvesting.com because we offer free education for a month with no credit card required. And the second month is $1. And we teach you everything about it from the ground up.
So you basically teach everything for free or $1 per month. Everything
for
is on there.
For the second month, it's $1. For the first month, it's free. The second month, it's $1. And then it's $200 a month after that. If you're not making $200 with it, then don't sign up.
Okay, someone Jamal is asking about the opening ticket, about payouts, and no clear answer. So the answer is contact directly to Cameron. Cameron is what's his Cameron position?
He's over payouts.
Over payouts, okay.
Now we're talking about like payouts are getting processed, not payout approvals.
Mm-hmm. How much time can you hold a performance account without trading on it?
We haven't really set a time limit yet.
Okay, 10 years. One second. Oh, so many questions. Are some of the transaction copied to the real market? So the answer is only when you get into live accounts.
No, we can copy transactions directly from your sim account into live markets.
Okay, so we don't have to have a live account in order for you to copy the trading. Okay.
Right. Which is why we want that consistency.
I can use negative RR like 100 ticks stop and 50 profit. Yes, it's 1 to 2. Does the rule for not trading news apply for evaluations as well?
No.
Okay. After how much time of consistency do you change into live accounts? So you said it's risk management and you deal with that.
It varies.
Yeah. Again. About
the same questions.
No, they're asking about what's the internet speed that is most recommended to trade. How can you improve the rhythmic data?
We can't do anything. They improve it.
So what does Mr. Martin said is they have a specific server within the rhythmic supplier, but they don't have any access to it. It's just simpler.
They just put our customers on it. Yeah, that's it.
But later on, you said you're going to split everything to a lot of servers, right? It's supposed to be better.
Right. Be multiple Apex servers, yeah.
Okay, someone's asking, can I know if I broke any rule before getting denied on payouts? You have to know the rules.
Yeah, you need to know the rules up front yourself. You need to be responsible for that. One of our goals, which is going to take a while, is to automate flagging anytime there is a rule being broken, so that way somebody can be notified. That is a goal we have. So, but just to help traders, along the way. But that's a lot of programming. Imagine the amount of transactions and data for every trader being analyzed by formulas, algorithms live to know, and then be able to spit out an email or something. So it's a massive process. So we are striving towards that, but it's going to take a bit.
Okay. Asking about the most profitable asset. What do you think?
Well, depends on who you ask. For me, I guess NASDAQ. I mean, but that may be the worst asset for somebody else.
Well, they're asking what's this is very competitive. What's the most profit country that a lot of payouts come from? The population. What do we say?
What's the most profitable
country?
Well, I mean, I guess I would say the U.S. just because we have the most traders in the U.S. But I've never really broken it down by country.
It's interesting. You thought about publish some statistics about this, because kind of interesting if there's a small countries that get a lot of payouts, or where does most of the successful traders come from?
I mean, we could consider it. I mean, it's just a lot of database writing. We have other projects that would sort of take precedence over that. So,
okay, people asking if you have a 50K account and you get a 2,000 payouts, and then the account is blown. Is it legal? Well, if it's happening, sometimes it's okay. If this is your strategy, then no, it's not legal, right? Okay, I guess that we covered everything. I'm saying I would like to know what to do when one second, was deleted. No, what do I gain when my performance account is being transferred into a full live account? How does my trading experience become different from when the performance account is a sim account?
you'll have to manage liquidity better.
Because not all of your traders, not all your trades will be executed. So just to have, yeah, okay. Would you consider in the future to add more assets such as options or stocks? And would you consider?
No, well, we haven't really looked into that right now because that's a lot more regulatory stuff we have to deal with. We're already, making sure we're trying to stay compliant with everything else. So, not at this moment.
Can you elaborate a bit about the regulations?
We're just trying to make sure that we would do everything that should be done. I mean, we have regulated brokers, right? That we put live accounts in, that we can copy trade accounts in. We use regulated data with the CME. It's not off exchange data. So, we make sure we have funds there to pay out. We, security, just all the different little things that go with it. So, and we have people on our staff that have a lot of experience in regulation that are helping us out.
Great. Would you consider allowing overnight trading or weekend trading?
No, because that's called gap trading, and that opens you up to massive risk. But you can close at 5 and open at 6.
Okay, they're asking about another question about why it is not allowed to use algo bots.
Because we want to find good traders, not good bots that are used by 100 traders. We want to diversify our portfolio. Okay. And bots don't account for 1,000 things, and they never last. They never last.
Second. Same questions over and over again. A lot of people are asking questions. Okay, I guess those are all the same questions again and again. Okay. And I don't want to waste your money. I want to personally thank you for your time and for everything that you're doing to Israel and to the Israeli people, to Israeli trading communities. If you have any closing speech, now is the time. My closing speech is get the hostages back and hope that everything will be finished soon. We'll have our national Israeli confidence, and you can live free as a Jews and Israelis everywhere.
Yep. Well, may the Lord bless you and keep you and shine his face upon you and give peace to you.
Thank you so much for your time, for your help. Thank you for Apex. Thank you for everything that you're doing to all the trading communities, specific in Israel and worldwide. Thank you for your time. The chat is full with thank you messages. I will publish this soon. in my social media. I will tag you so you can tag me back.
All right.
And thank you so much for your time again, and thank you for Netflix, and have a good day, and for us have a peaceful, quiet night and successful trade for everyone.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.